In today's video, we're going to check out the brand new X40 Ultra from Dreame. This is a smart vacuum cleaner that features up to 12,000 pascals of suction power with the Vormax suction system that they have. We have obviously anti-tangling technology, so we don't have any issues with the brushes. Of course, the ability of not only mopping, but also vacuuming your surface. And you can customize your areas to be able to actually do the entire house, part of the house, mop, vacuum, do everything that you want, and even set a schedule for it. This is TK, and this is the X40 Ultra from Dreame. Let's check it out. Like and subscribe, and make sure you hit that bell icon so that you always know whenever we have new videos for you on the channel. We're going to start off with the unboxing and what comes with the actual unit itself. We of course have the base station, we have the vacuum itself, as well as the accessories that come with it, all the way down to a detangling brush as well as a cleaning brush. And of course, we also have the cleaning solution that's included. And of course, we also get the bag to be able to be basically our receptacle for all of the dirt that the vacuum is going to be picking up. Assembling, it's pretty straightforward. You assemble the two pieces in where they need to go. The cleaning solution just needs to be emptied in. And of course, last but not least, closing the front panel and assembling the extension part of the ramp so that the actual vacuum can get in there and essentially just charge and clean itself the right way. Other than that, you need to fill up the water in the clean water tank. There's a clean water and a dirty water. The clean water tank has a gauge basically where you know how much you need to fill it and no more than that. And of course, the system will let you know if you need to pay any attention to the base station, either emptying the bag or replacing or adding more water. And of course, or just emptying the dirty water that we have in there. But once you have all of that set up and connecting it to the wall, all you have to do is basically start setting up the actual vacuum on the application, and that's pretty straightforward. You can download directly from the Google Play Store or, of course, from the Apple App Store. Now, the app is called the Dreame Home. Pretty straightforward information. Once it's done vacuuming, it'll go back to the base station, charge itself. As you see, it's at 100%. You're able to ask it to start cleaning or go back home by those two quick shortcut buttons that you have in there. We also have the ability of using and initializing a camera functionality that uses the cameras on the front part of the actual vacuum to use it kind of like an RC, where you're able to basically ride around the house and see basically if there's any areas. And it actually uses that technology to be able to identify the objects as it's cleaning the house. So foremost, again, you just activate it from there, you set up your own personal pin, and then you're ready to go. Other than that, you just click go into the device. As you notice, once you do the mapping, when you first set it up, it'll ask you to do that. And once that's done, it'll start assigning rooms in there. You can go in there, you can edit it and customize the experience. Again, you can also see the reports of when it goes through and it does the cleaning cycle. So an example here, it took about 45 minutes to be able to clean about 48 square meters of my home, essentially the three main areas in there. And as it's doing so, it actually kind of went all around the dining table that we have in here, as well as the couch and the coffee table that we have in the living room. These little indicators in there is essentially its own recognition software, identifying certain things that it felt like would have been either like a wire or some sort. So here it basically just says cord-like item. So we put it in there and it identifies it for us. From there, you can basically customize it to either do the rooms, select the rooms you want to be able to do it, all the rooms, and you can also set up a zone in case you want to be able to clean a specific area if you have like a quick spillage or something like that, if you want to be able to clean it. By default, it automatically goes into the automatic cleaning and vacuuming and mopping at the same time. But you can go in there, customize it, change the different configuration, change the pattern, change the speed. All of those informations are in there. And of course, there's additional settings in there to be able to customize. Also, you're able to reduce the volume level of the actual speaker or the phonetic basically prompts that you get directly from the base station in case that is too loud. And you can also customize the different languages to your heart's content. Now, the X40 Ultra works as advertised. It starts from the base station, and for the most part, once it's done mapping, it pretty much is almost like a hands-off type of an experience. You can, again, customize it, setting a schedule, letting it know exactly what days you'd like it to turn on or actually start cleaning. There's also some AI identification functionality to be able to identify objects as it's cleaning to either basically go around them and, of course, clean them the right way. Now, unfortunately, I don't have carpet in my home, but I do have a small carpeted area that I'm able to actually customize so that we can do a quick testing of seeing how well does it clean. And I was actually purposely putting in some really, a lot of bunches of hair in a specifically small area to see how it's going to handle it. And from what I noticed essentially is the vacuuming system stops basically using the mopping system at the same time. So the mops stop and the basically brushes stop, and all essentially it's using is the main brush on the inside. And it goes through and it has its own pattern, as you're seeing there with the example, to be able to clean up and get the hair out of the actual carpet. The Vormax system that we have here, up to 12,000 pascals of suction power, has enough power to clean all of that area and give you a clean surface, be it carpet or be it hardwood or even laminate, whatever surface you may have. For us here at home, we don't have a lot of carpet, so it's mostly dealing with a lot of basically crumbs, dust balls or dust bunnies from our cats. And of course, I love the ability of basically being able to ride it, using it as a little RC to be able to go around and check out on my cats whenever I'm not home. Now, one of the really nice things about it is the battery that we have in here is about 6,400 milliampere. That is more than enough to cover the entire property that I have downstairs. And one of the nice things that I like about it is that it actually comes back to the base station every once in a while to clean the mopping pads so that it doesn't carry over any of that dirt from one area to the other. There's actually cleaning areas specifically designated in the actual base station to provide that with a high temperature water so that it actually cleans them very well before it continues on the original path that it was supposed to go in there. It does have that system called the OmniDirt detection technology, which allows it to use the cameras as well as the sensors that it has to identify objects in its path that may not have been there when it first mapped. So if you move some furniture or so on, it'll recognize that and it'll go around it to continue doing the cleaning cycle that it has. Again, up to 12,000 pascals of suction power, which they're referring to as the Vormax suction system here. Now, you may not be familiar with Dreame, but they're a very big name in the smart automation home cleaning type solutions. And this is one of their best solution, or basically the latest functionalities that they have in here. The AI features that we have in here are not only built into the system to help it not only identify, but also it has the ability of actually identifying what areas need more cleaning than others so that you don't actually have to turn on the multiple rounds. So it finds an area that it didn't clear well, it'll actually come back using those functionalities. You do need to turn those on directly within the settings section, but other than that, I think overall the performance that we get in here, it actually has the ability of kind of going in a quiet mode if you feel like it's too loud, but the default setting is not loud, not too loud. And of course, you can increase the power by increasing that in the custom settings within the app. I like, again, all of the customizations that we get and all the functional options that we get to be able to customize the experience. But from using this for over a month or so, for me, it's been working the way it's supposed to. It cleans the house. I customize the schedule. I allow it to do its work. And when I come home, the floor is clean. I don't have to worry about it. And I like the fact that at least in my area here in my home, it actually does find a way to go under my kitchen table, which typically requires it to go from behind the table as opposed to going on the side. And that means I don't have to worry about moving the chairs or anything like that. And the only thing I do make sure is that there is no loose wires in the area. The ones that it identified are primarily under certain areas where it will not reach, which is definitely nice because the last thing I wanted is to be stuck somewhere. Overall, if you're looking for a really nice smart vacuum cleaner that features, again, some of the best suction powers that we have in here, anti-detangling or detangling and anti-tangle technology on the brush head that we have in there, as well as the ability of going on the edges all the way because of the extending arm on the brush, as well as the extending mop on the back so that it gets that nice little truly on the edge type of cleaning experience that you'd expect from a smart vacuum so that you can get all the functionalities that you want. Now, if you guys want to be able to get the best promotions for the X40 Ultra from Dreame, make sure to check out the promotion running on eBay right now. The links will be in the description below to be able to give you guys access to the latest and greatest deals, of course, for the X40 Ultra on eBay.